Welcome. I wanted to speak directly on this. Johnathan Majors case. When Johnathan Majors got in his situation, he got in this little trouble that torpedoed millions of dollars, but it's not about the money. It's credibility. He's looked at over the whole spectrum. He's looked at as a woman beater by white America. And well, the spectrums always change. Mm-mm. Well, there is a major problem in the scenario. With Johnathan Majors, the major problem that came with him is the fact that you're involved with people that are they're racist. You think Marvel isn't racist because they have a black lead or they put black people in the movie? They're racist. They put a Latino in there. No, it's fake woke. They fake pretend that they like it. They love Deadpool. They love a misogynistic movie. They love to go down those tropes. You think they like that they have to do this? That they have to put black characters in movies? They don't want that. But they just want to shut people up. That's what they want to do. They didn't want to make Johnathan Majors King the Conqueror. If they could have got a white actor to play that role, they'd have been absolutely happy. But more diversity was what was needed, and the cast was perfect. And diversity is in. But when this case happened, it was the wrong thing, the wrong time. Johnathan Majors should have gotten away from that woman before he left. And the fact that before he got all the money and success, no one even knew this woman. She was on the basically underground circuit of acting and performing. So no one knew anything about Grace Jabari. No, nobody knew anything about her. And all of a sudden, she's recording these things about him. She's staging this to be the victim. Even when all the evidence pointed to she went out and partied and had a good time on his dime, but he gets charged with assault. When they show him on camera, come home, and when he came home, it was only minutes from when he walked into the house and called 911. And you can see she was there hours before that even happened. They saw the vomit in the bed. They saw her laid out in a closet, sleeping in the closet. And then she turns that until he beat me. And the police is leaning her towards that. Then she put out a statement and a text message that they said he couldn't use in court in New York. Most people will understand it when it comes out. Mm. No. Yeah, well, that's the problem that we have with black folks is that we always want to say, well, I'm minding my business. Ain't got nothing to do with me. When they coming after one of our own, well, he was dating a white woman, so that's what he get. He ain't the only black person to date a white woman. Y'all acting like he committed the biggest sin. Mm-hmm. No. Grace Jabari knew what she was doing. She's white. White women get what they want. They get to hit on a black man, everything in public. They don't get charged. They decided to arrest her for assault when this was going down, when she camped back. Then they dropped the charges. Mm, right. Well, this is why Johnathan Majors case matters because y'all not thinking about the next black man. Y'all not thinking about the next black person. If they showing you they can do this and get away with it, y'all didn't say nothing. They know that it's working. So they can go ahead and sabotage any other black man because you won't even fight for the black man that's up now. None of y'all fault. And I'm not talking about just the internet. I'm talking about celebrities. I'm talking about other Hollywood actors. They did not come to that man's aid. Michael B. Jordan, you was glued to that man's hip. You was at the Oscars, side by side with that man. His next movie was going to put him with an Oscar. You and him talking about launching a production company together. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying, Derek. You know, the conversation is not going to change if people don't have the conversation. because we rather look at something and laugh. We look at something and we laugh. We look at it and laugh and like, look at that brother running like a slave from that white girl. He running from his life. He trying to get away from her because this is gonna look bad on him. You're gonna ruin his career, all because he don't want to be with you no more. Mm-hmm. No. What's up, Derek? Yeah, y'all keep blacking out. It keeps like blacking out, coming back in, blacking out, coming back in. I gotta probably reset it. It's probably Drake. I'm trying to spam me and stuff. Well, people are going to rave about the performances. They're going to rave about the entertainment. They're going to rave about everything that's going on. But they're not going to change or, like we say all the time, move the needle. So when you know you have people that's not going to move the needle, it's not going to really mean anything to the rest of them, then that's not going to be the case. Mm-mm-mm. No, it's a bad day, when Yeah, it's a bad day when some decide to take that route. But Johnathan Majors deal, now that she dropped the charges because they came up with a settlement. She didn't drop the charges just because she realizes that if I'm stopping him from making money, I can't get any money. You see? And once they realize that, mm-hmm. Well, when you're in a situation that don't benefit you, those are the things that show up. Well, what are you going to be looking at now? Because all right, you got what, Drake? Right. Same thing, same problem, same scenario. We're already handling that on the Patreon. Well, most people don't get it. When you have situations that don't look good, okay, it's going to get worse. No one's going to understand it when, right. But Johnathan Majors is in a situation where he had to comply and had to get this taken care of. And he did it with prejudice, which means that she can't recharge him later or whatever. So they came to a settlement agreement. She's going to get that, and that's done. And then she's through now. She can move on with her life because Grace Jabari was messing everything up. So now Johnathan Majors starting his career all over again from scratch. So the Marvel people are probably not going to bring him back because they're like, okay, we're going to blame this man for the movie turning out the way that it did. even though nobody was there holding it down. Mm, no, because that's America. We don't back up anything that we do. In America, we don't back up anything that we supposed to do. He had to do domestic violence counseling because he grabbed her by her arms and put her back towards the car. That's the only thing they could find him guilty of. She literally chased that man down the street. Damn, she could run too, but she not. You ain't catching him. Kang the Conqueror is gone. It was like that black man was running for freedom. Right, but it's more than that because we sat there like the celebrities. We didn't back Johnathan Majors. Nobody did. Why didn't they back him? That makes you look. That makes it look guilty. Like, man, your own people don't want to back you, and these are the people that's supposed to be down with you. So it must be some truth to what's going on because you don't want to. Y'all don't want to support y'all own people. May 8th, 2023. That was the next appearance they had on the docket. Right? They had this Kelly Galloway, right? She wrote to the court requesting an advancement of the of a protection order to be in favor of Grace Jabari. That was in May 8th. She set forth false statements by Grace Jabari, which they contested. They went to the DA office with irrefutable evidence that he was innocent. In fact, the investigation proved Johnathan Majors was completely innocent and that Ms. Jabari had lied several times and can't be trusted. Galloway was in the process of reprocessing and reviewing the evidence, right? And they were like, the DA office will move quickly and dismiss this case, obliviating there's no need for this to even move on with the advancement. So this was early on in the investigation. So then the DA office decided that they wanted to advance the case. So the DA office said they would move quickly in the advancement of the appearance for a full order of protection. And they's like, for the following reasons, we respectfully request the court to deny the ADA's Galloway's request for an advancement. Kelly Galloway, that is. And the alternative, the court decided to enter a full order of protection. They wanted that request to be done off the calendar so that Johnathan Majors would consent to a full order of protection to assist the court, that the basis for the request followed. Ms. Jabari claims that Johnathan Majors assaulted her in the car in Chinatown around 12 o'clock a.m. During that incident, Mr. Johnathan Majors broke her finger, cut her ear, and they had proof that that was a complete lie. The driver of the car saw and heard everything, right? They didn't want to trust the driver, all right? Then you got right. And then on April 11, 2023, they delivered ADA Galloway a binder containing uncontestable proof of Johnathan Majors' innocence, which includes a complete timeline of events as documented by over 20 exhibits. Subpoenas, affidavit, videos, transcripts, body-worn cameras, everything, right? The DA's office, according to Ms. Galloway and her supervisor, they have not yet reviewed the materials. Strange, ain't it? However, each of them have represented that they have reviewed the materials imminently. So for the convenience of the court, the letter summarized much of the evidence presented in the binder in the DA's office. So how did they say they haven't went through everything, but they said they did? And they proved that she lied. Then they said they will testify that Mr. Jabari attacked Mr. Majors in the car, and Johnathan Majors did not strike or hurt her whatsoever. And hours of security photos and video after she left the car proved she did not suffer any injuries from in the car, and certainly not at the hands of Johnathan Majors. Johnathan Majors ran away from Grace Jabari, who physically attacked him. She was perfectly fine and completely uninjured. In fact, she went clubbing, got drunk, sent Johnathan Majors angry text messages accusing him of infidelity, sent a suicide note to Johnathan Majors, took a bunch of sleeping pills, and then at the 11th hour was found alone in a locked bedroom, unconscious on the floor of a closet with a cut behind her ear and a broken finger upon walking into a state that caused the paramedics to request a psychological evaluation of her. Grace Jabari had no idea why she was on the floor of a closet, why her finger hurt, or what happened to her ear. At no point did Johnathan Majors was running away from Miss Jabari and Miss Jabari returning to the bedroom did she have these injuries. Now, what you didn't hear is from the driver. And they say, here's what really happened. People, the driver said he saw and heard everything just before 1 a.m. Miss Jabari assaulted Mr. J. Majors in the car while she was attempting to steal his phone. The driver testified that Johnathan Majors never struck Miss Jabari in any way at any time or even raised his voice. And instead, Miss Jabari was hitting, scratching, and attacking Mr. Majors. Mr. Majors begged the driver to open the door so that he could jump out of the car and escape her. The driver would testify that he unlocked the door to help Johnathan Majors escape. Miss Jabari then attacked Johnathan Majors on the street as he tried to run away from her, which we all see. The whole world has seen that. We've all seen it, people. That woman did not have a broken finger at all. They have security footage from that woman from the entire night. Nothing. She fixed her hair. She puts a scrunchie on. She has no marks on her body. Nothing's wrong with her. It's all a lie. Well, it's going to be a major situation. It's going to be a major situation when other people starts getting involved in situations they have no idea or should. So what he said is basically his fault because he worded himself in a way he shouldn't. They didn't use evidence against him that they should have. Like things that he had to protect himself. They said it was inadmissible. All the scratches she did on him, all the photographs he got of himself being scratched. The court said it was inadmissible. So now she's gonna, yeah, she went to the club, used his credit card, and ran it all the way up. Well, that's the thing. I mean, you taking a risk when you date toxic women, especially with toxic white women, and you're black. You're gonna automatically run into that racism problem, especially from police and the court system and the way they look at it. Racism is a lot. But when they see that you don't have the back of your people, they really can come after you. No. Well, you get put in those situations. Hmm. How much he run it up? He must have. But yeah, so that's what went down, man, with Johnathan Majors. But let me get over here and get ready. Go to the Patreon. I think you're gonna like what's over there.